So if you don't know me, my name is Queen MoreLife. I am a juice therapist and a entrepreneur and a spiritual being navigating in this world, trying to figure it out just like the rest of us. And I'm really passionate about vegetables. I'm passionate about fruit. I'm passionate about all things plant. I'm passionate about CBD. I'm passionate about life. And that's why I call myself MoreLife, Queen MoreLife. About 4 years ago, I was in a situation where I was literally losing life. My body was very, very toxic, so much so that it manifested into a skin condition that it wasn't your average outbreak. It was something like all of the different types of skin conditions mixed into one, and the doctors really didn't know how to diagnose it or what to do with it. And the first things we tried were like really unhealthy things like steroids and a lot of different creams that weren't naturally plant-based, and it didn't work. And so through that journey, and it was to the point where like I had to wear gloves because my hands were itching. It was all over my arms, my body, and it was like being on fire. But that was also related to how I was living my life, what emotions I had. Like the physical body was responding, but there was also like an emotional body. There was also a lot of emotions going on that caused my body to respond in that way. And so a lot of times when we look at healing and we look at health, we're always going to, all right, how do I detox the liver? How do I get rid of, whatever disease that I have through the physical body, not realizing that our diseases or our disorders are related to the emotions that we have. And so we can detox, we can release things out of our body, but if we continue to have the same emotions, we're going to keep this ongoing cycle of this condition or this disease coming back again and again, because it actually starts in the spiritual realm. It starts in the heart, it starts in the emotion, energy. We are energy, so my message today is just a little bit deeper, just, bringing you guys to an awareness of how divine we are and how divine all these plants are, and how to use those things in our journey as we navigate through life. I'm sure do we have mothers in here? Do we have other entrepreneurs? But I know that, we're all trying to figure out how to navigate through. And these emotions, not only do they affect the way that we show up, but then they affect the condition of our health. And so I have this mantra, saying affirmation that I always say over people, and I'm going to say it to you guys. And it's more life, more love, more power. And basically, when we look at the word life represents time. It represents the quality of time. So like what our life quality looks like. Are we sick often? Are we healthy? You know what I'm saying? Is our skin breaking out? Do we feel the way that we desire to feel? That's what life represents, like that state of existence. And then more love represents the vibration that we exist in. So are we existing in a state of happiness? Are we loving? How does that quality, how does it feel? Does it feel like love? And love is the highest emotion. Love is the highest vibration on the planet. It is the cure for everything. And so are we existing in love? So I speak more love over you. And then the last was more power. And power represents our ability to do the things that we desire to do, or manifest things that we desire to manifest. And so with life and with love, we gain power. And then when we have power, we have everything, and that could be power on the inside. That could be power to show up for your family. show up for this world. So I be like, during that process, I was like really interested in understanding how to cure myself from the inside, but really like how to find myself. And so I just started breaking down, like really looking at these things, and I'm like, man, these are like really amazing, divine objects that exist here. And I know it seems so simple as an orange, but when you really think about it, this orange was once a seed, like a really small seed with information inside of it, like a specific code that came with a purpose and a plan. And so something like this, it has vitamin C in it. So it came with vitamin C. It came to help boost our immune system. And it started off as a seed, as a thought. And then through being planted in the earth, nurtured by the earth, watered by the water, by the sun, it turns into this fruit that we can then consume. And then once it consumes, it goes straight to work for us. It goes straight to, it has a purpose. It knows what it's doing, it knows where it's going, and it goes and it does what it needs to do. And when you think about that, it's like, damn, that's like us, you know, that's what we do. We figure out what it is we're supposed to do and we get to it, you know, and it's like, we're all a part of this collective. And just like us, this is an intelligence. This is consciousness that has a code of information inside of it. And so when you begin to, and that's sacred, that's a really sacred thing here, you know, it's just as sacred as a human being. So when you begin to understand that, you look at these things as more than just, I'm hungry, I need to eat, but like, no, this is a practice. And so we utilize the plants, we learn the properties of plants, just like how you guys we're all learning about cannabis and, you know, how it affects our body and what it does for us and how it makes us feel. And so once we really understand that all of these plants have purpose, and how can we take them and infuse them together to help support us, because the emotions that we have are a major key to the success of how we exist. So I am going to put on a little slide today to just break it down a little bit more and just give a practical breakdown. And then I'm going to do a little demo. And then if you guys want to come up, if you want to be in the chat, we can do that. I like to feel like I'm in the room with people because it's just a little awkward and it's just my face. So let's see, let's share the screen. Right. How's everybody feeling? What are the dominant emotions that everybody is feeling right now? You can just throw out like 2 emotions that you feel right now, or that you felt today. All right. So I've been calling it juice therapy. And the reason why I call it juice therapy is because we could literally get through emotions and a lot of things associated that are associated with our emotions and the way that we feel through juicing, and also just eating plants or consuming plants in various ways. And so let's go to the next slide. All right. So the emotions are considered the major internal cause of disease in Chinese medicine. Emotional activity is seen as a normal internal psychological response to stimuli from the external environment. Within normal limits, emotions cause no disease or weakness to the body. However, when emotions become so powerful that they become uncontrollable and overwhelm or possess a person, then they can cause serious injury to the internal organs and open the door to disease. It is not intensity as much as the prolonged duration or the extreme emotion which causes damage. And so, have you ever felt fear, right? Fear, I don't know, to do public speaking, fear of something, and then you felt like you were gonna throw up, or you felt like butterflies in your stomach? Like, that's the connection right there. Sometimes it's a lot, it doesn't take a lot for your body to really tell you that it's being affected by your emotions. It'll be these like subtle cues from the body to show you like, hey, like what is this? And so when you think about being nervous, being fearful, you'll have some type of response that will happen where you'll be like, oh shit, okay, I need to move, I need to move this, you know? And that right there is what we call the gut brain connection. So it's like the thought of your fears, and thoughts are literally creating a feeling in the body. And so with enough emotions, with enough thoughts, you will literally begin to feel pain in specific areas. And just being hella transparent with you, this past week has been a lot of emotion circulating. And just a few days ago, I felt I had a stomach ache, and I was like, I was in a lot of pain, and I was like, man, my stomach hurts, you know. And I wasn't even really conscious of what I know at that moment, but I was like, damn. And then when I was working on the presentation, I recognized that the stomach is connected to, let's see, there we go. The stomach is connected to anxiety, it's connected to fear. And anxiety was the main emotion that I was feeling. And I'm like, man, I know what to do. And so when you have that information, when you know what organs are related to what emotion, then we discover which element. So which is it, if it's CBD, if it's oranges, if it's cucumbers, if it's kale, whatever it is, we discover which organ that supports. And by doing that, we can create food, we can create juice, we can create liquids that support the detoxification of that organ. So then once that is actually gone, it changes the emotion as well. And so if you're looking at the screen, you can kind of just read underneath which organs are associated with what emotions, and maybe just reflect a little bit if you've had recently any problems in these areas, or you felt anything in these areas, and if they are potentially associated with any of those emotions that you felt. But like I was saying in the beginning, like the creator left literally the answer key, all of the keys, and they're right here in front of our faces, in the farms, in farmers markets, online, from amazing distributors. We can find all of the plant medicine that we need. And, you know, by taking it, like when we're cooking food, I know a lot of us cook our meals and like we're really into eating good, savory types of meals. But when we cook our meals, we compromise the qualities inside of the ingredients because we're heating it. And so when we eat raw, or when we eat it in a way where it's not broken down so much, we're able to receive more nutrients, more healing, more life from that particular plant. And so I look at it as raw. I love salads. I love juice. Juice and salads is always my go-to. And I'm telling you, every time it will raise your vibration. It will raise your emotions. And if you go in really and get real specific with it, you can pull out that emotion on a molecular level. So now you're allowing the body and what you know about your organs and what you know about the foods and the plants that you're consuming, and pull those emotions out. And then continue to pour in those vegetables and fruits and plants that support that so that you can then maintain a level of balance, because sometimes it's not always the thing creating the emotion. Sometimes it's because we've been really unhealthy, we've been eating bullshit, and the bullshit creates the emotion. The bullshit that we're eating creates the emotion. So it's a battle to constantly just stay on point with how you take care of yourself and what you consume. And for this, I love using CBD with my salads and with my juices, because it just, I'm a lightweight. Okay, I'm a lightweight when it when it comes to smoking, but I am a lover of a good emotion and just like a good vibe. And so the CBD has a way of giving me that feeling without giving me the high feeling, and I know it's doing what it needs to do for your girl. And so, yeah, just a little bit of background on that. I think we could share this with you afterwards if you guys want it, but it's super simple. But it's been around for a long time. It comes from a hemp plant. Again, was once a seed, came here with information, is here now doing its job, and all of the amazing people on this call are all passionate about moving this plant forward. And I think it's just beautiful, and I'm excited that it's here, and I'm just excited to discover more. And even just you guys being here and showing up, it's like you have a love for it and an interest for it too. So I just speak that moving further into that and really discovering the gold that lies within the plants. So yes, I like to do it in the tincture form. Today when I do it with my presentation, I'm going to use this brand called Toasty. You can find them on Instagram at Getting Toasty. This one here is an orange flavor. I'm going to use it on both the juice that I'm making and the salad that I'm making, just to give it that like citrus taste. It's real nice. I really like it. And what else did I have? Is that it? Okay, some of the reliefs of CBD. So again, we're working with depression, anxiety, stress, emotions. It's big about the emotions and the anxiety and those sort of things. So it's like in today's time, we've got to move in a way where we've got to be managing our emotions. And it's like, sometimes we don't have access to a therapist. Sometimes we don't have access to friends that can talk us through it. Or sometimes we don't have these outside influences, but we have life, we have plants, and so we have to eat every day. So it's like, if you're going to do that every day, you might as well do it in a way that it supports your weaknesses. It supports exactly what it is that you need. So now when you're operating out here, you're not just doing it without purpose, but even just breakfast is purposeful. Lunch is purposeful, because it's like, no, I just had my tonic this morning, my anxiety tonic this morning, my depression tonic this morning, because we know that that by consuming these foods, without our permission, as long as we consume it, they're going to do what they're supposed to do. And so it's going to then support that. I can't tell you how many times. So I have a juice bar here in San Diego. It's called MoreLife Liquid, and you can follow me on Instagram there. But I specialize in doing fast and cleanses, and I can't tell you how many times people have came in and been really depressed and sad and stressed, and by day three, they're coming in to pick up their second batch, and their mood is different, completely different. And I'm like, wow, I really saw so many case studies where it's like, you would think that because a person is not eating food and they're not, consuming solid foods, that they'd be on edge, which you are. That happens too. But for the most part, like energetically, people are a lot more happy and a lot more balanced. And so, I've seen it, and I use it. And so now I will stop sharing and bring it back. All right, where are we? Let's see what some of the comments were saying. Yes. Yes, you gotta eat raw. Raw is the way, especially with the CBD, period. So if there's anyone that wants to come up and just vibe with me, talk with me, I'll let you up. I think we can, I think there's a way to do that. I think maybe you can request it. I forgot. I think she said they would be at the bottom, but if you want to come up, you can come up. But I'm going to do a kale salad, and I am literally, when I was pulling ingredients out of the refrigerator, I'm like, all right, let me pick things that are very general that I know all of us have that are just like a well-balanced salad. So this salad right here with everything in it, it is going to help with anxiety. It's going to help with depression, also inflammation, anti-inflammatory. All right, I'm gonna take it down. So I'm gonna give you just a few tips on how I like to do things when I'm cooking. With the kale and doing kale salads, just when you cut it, I like to cut it like right where it's like curly and kind of do it at an angle so it's real small. All right, I already cut everything, so it's really not gonna be long. Real quick. Kale sometimes is really hard to break down, so I like to get it small. Okay, and I'm gonna toss it in. All right, let's go down a little bit more. How's that looking for you guys? Let's pull you up just a little bit. Looks great, thank you. All right, lighting is cool. Okay, so I have my dressing here, and this is where I infuse the CBD. The dressing has lemon, garlic, sunflower seed oil, black pepper, and then the Toasty CBD. You can find them on Instagram at Getting Toasty. Just send them a DM, tell them Queen MoreLife sent you, and they'll give you a really nice discount. So I'm gonna do 1 milliliter. Maybe 2, it's a lot of. Okay. And just give it a little. And then when I'm doing my salad, I just like to start off with a little bit and then massage it in. That way it's really getting in there. But I don't want too much, but I want to be able to gauge how much I'm doing. This is fresh. We've got the CBD in there with a little bit of that citrus. Give us that little zing. And of course, if you're cooking for others, use gloves, but you know, this is for me. Yes, it does. So that wakes up the kale, exactly. And again, like, how are we looking at this? You know, I mean, I know it's kale, but it's like, no, this is divine kale. This is kale with a purpose. What you mean? All right, so then I'm gonna throw in my tomatoes. I've got some yellow peppers. I'm gonna do some onion. I'm gonna throw my sprouts in. And again, a salad is intuitive. You're intuitive. You can literally just pull out what you have, and I bet you it's what you need. I've got some hemp. I'm gonna just kind of just throw in there. All right, then my favorite part is making my plate look beautiful, because that makes me happy too. When I do that, my plate looks good, the presentation looks good, it makes me feel like, all right, all right, I'm ready now. This is doing its thing. I like to create a little mountain. The colors too, also colors are healing by just simply looking at green, yellow, red, whatever colors you put in there, the colors help too. Anything with vitality, anything with life has a direct impression on the subconscious. You know, we're alchemists, y'all. We're alchemists, and we're out here literally, you know, equipping ourselves and creating like our medicines, you know? So I have that here. I'm gonna throw a little bit of seeds, sunflower seeds. Oh, I wish the lighting was better. I'm so sorry. Right, you get to try it, yes. I wish. It's lightweight. I'll usually throw an avocado on the side, but you can see it. So cool. So that was simple. That was easy. We've got the CBD in there with that orange citrus taste to it. And now I'm going to give you a little juice recipe. I use a lot of different, you know, different tools to mix my juices, but this one here is like one of my newest products that I'm using. It's called the Beast, okay? The Beast. It's really sleek and cute and quiet and sexy. And this is going to be more of a tonic, a CBD tonic. I usually like to do something like this in the morning. Let's see. So, again, this is the Beast. You can find them on Instagram as well. Theirs is beast.health. And you can DM them as well and let them know Queen sent you. Queen MoreLife. All right, so the recipe for this one here, we've got watermelon. Okay. So I'm gonna just break down a little bit. Aw. All right, so the thing about watermelon as well is you should keep the rind on it, because the rind also has a lot of nutrients. Okay. Anything with the skin is, yeah, the skin is where it's at. It's where most of the nutrients are stored. Let's see. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna just break it down for the machine. Again, it's a small machine, so it's not like I'm making a bunch. I'm just making enough for a little tonic. So that was like a quarter of the mini watermelon. And I like to throw the seeds in there too. Everything got information. Everything that has a purpose. It has a code for us. So this one is gonna have that. I'm gonna throw my mint. I'm gonna do some lemon. Again, I don't like to squeeze it as much as I like to throw it in there with the peel. If you are using the skin though, make sure your products are organic. But you can throw a seed in there if you want. All right, so what dropped? Okay, that was the ginger. So I get some more ginger. Let me do like an inch. All right. Then this is coconut water. I'm gonna go right about there. I can't tell you the measurement on that one, but we're just gonna say use intuition. And again, I'm gonna throw a little bit of that orange toasty in there. And this time I'm gonna do half. Yes, for the healing. I'm telling you, try it. It'll change you. It'll change your experience. It'll change the way you experience. Obviously, not always overnight, but with consistency and dedication to yourself and to your health, like it's inevitable. Like it's gonna do what it has to do, regardless of what you do. As long as you consume it, that's the only part that matters. And then from there, the rest is on them. But it's on you to stay consistent and to stay like incorporating that into your experience. So. Yes. 30 seconds away. Yeah. And also smell it too, the senses. Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah. It's great. And they have a lot more tools and different pieces of it. I would normally probably strain this, but I'm going to taste this one. I'll tell you how it tastes. Let's see. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. It had a little bit of spice. And what I also like, it's not a lot of pulp. There is pulp in here, but it's not too much. It's not like where it's overwhelming. And I would love it if it were a little bit colder, but and there we are. But that's pretty much the message, man. The message is that we have everything we need. We have everything here. We have access to information. We have dope platforms like Tokeativity and everyone organizing this. And the more we learn and the more that we learn how they affect us and how we can utilize them to live a better life, the more that we can do, for the collective. So I just thank you all for being here and for showing up and for continuing to educate yourself and evolve yourself. And I wish you guys more life, love, and power, and just all of the things that you desire. And I don't know if I sped through it. I don't know how that was as far as, just information. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. If you want to come up on the stage, feel free to just ping me. I guess that's how it works. And we can just talk a little bit. If you have any questions, I offer one-on-one consultations as well. So we can really get into details about your emotions and where you are on an emotional level, and how we can create a meal plan for you to most effectively overcome those emotions on a consistent basis. And you can do that by going to either my Instagram, the link in my bio on my Instagram, which is Queen MoreLife, or you can go to my business page, which is morelifeliquid.com, and there's a consultation form on there that'll ask you about your emotions and certain things like that, and then how we can, and then I'll be able to curate a program for you that fits that. You said, that was wonderful. Thank you. Following you on IG. Yes, thank you so much. You guys are all beautiful people. Thank you for being here. Beautiful in spirit. I can feel you. I can't see you, but I can feel you. Also, the brands that I used today was Getting Toasty on Instagram, Getting Toasty. And it is a Los Angeles-based brand, Black woman owned. So definitely support and just send her a DM and let her know Queen MoreLife sent you. And then we have the Beast Health on Instagram. It's called Beast Health. And they're amazing and bringing in really, really amazing products. So same thing with them too. He said, join us back on the main stage for closing and giveaways in 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful and blessed day.